Imagine a place where prisoners buy their own cells, or where leg irons are welded on, permanently binding you to the floor. Or picture a prison so isolated that guards blindfold prisoners anytime they move, just to keep them from knowing their way around. Welcome to the world's most dangerous prisons. From gang-controlled cells to eerie island fortresses, these prisons aren't just punishment, they're daily battles for survival. Ready for a wild look inside? Let's go! Number 1. La Sabaneta Prison, Venezuela. La Sabaneta, known as one of the harshest prisons, is packed beyond belief, with prisoners often sleeping in hallways. Built for 700 inmates, this place sometimes squeezes in over 3,700. And guess what? There's barely any security. At times, only one guard for every 150 inmates. Imagine being in a place where prisoners have to look after themselves because the guards don't dare step inside. It's a wild, almost lawless world where survival is the main game, and many people don't make it through. Violence is constant, diseases spread like wildfire, and in 1994, over 100 inmates died during a riot. Yes, there's an odd side to life inside La Sabaneta. Inmates actually keep pets. Yes, monkeys and parrots. Having these animals around gives prisoners a small sense of normalcy and comfort amidst the chaos. It's incredible what people do to stay sane when they're trapped in places like this. Number 2. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. Black Dolphin is Russia's version of absolute lockdown, located near the border with Kazakhstan. This prison holds the country's most dangerous criminals. Think serial killers and terrorists. Each inmate is blindfolded whenever moved around the prison to prevent them from figuring out the layout. With 24-hour surveillance, escape is just not an option here. Inside those walls, prisoners are subjected to strict routines that keep them totally isolated, almost like ghosts in their own cells. The prison's name comes from a black dolphin statue at the entrance, crafted by the prisoners themselves. A little unsettling, right? The statue is a chilling reminder of the loss of freedom inside this bleak, lifeless place. Stories say that some prisoners go mad from the sheer isolation, but others turn to books, becoming dedicated readers as they pass their years in silence. Number 3. Bang Kwang Central Prison, Thailand. Nicknamed the Bangkok Hilton, but without any of the luxury, Bang Kwang is notorious for its brutal environment. Inmates are forced to wear shackles for the first 3 months, and death row prisoners have theirs welded on permanently. Talk about adding insult to injury. Cells meant for 20 sometimes hold up to 50, making privacy and comfort unheard of. With only minimal meals, typically a small bowl of rice and soup, prisoners often depend on outside food to stay nourished. There's a surprisingly creative side to Bang Kwang, though. Some prisoners have formed bands and play music to entertain each other and keep their spirits up. Music, for them, becomes a small slice of freedom amidst a world of iron bars and chains. It's this resilience that truly makes their stories memorable and haunting. Number 4. Ciudad Barrios Prison, El Salvador. Ciudad Barrios is home to members of the notorious MS-13 gang, one of the world's most violent criminal organizations. Guards rarely even enter the prison blocks. Gang leaders run everything, enforcing their own twisted sense of order. Overcrowding here is so bad that prisoners sometimes sleep standing up, leaning against each other for balance. Living in such close quarters means every day is a balancing act, quite literally, between survival and sheer madness. Despite the harshness, the prisoners have developed their own economic system. Some inmates run small shops, barber services, and even tattoo parlors. In 2015, a riot resulted in 14 deaths, a stark reminder of how fragile their reality is. It's an odd, dangerous little world where every day is a gamble. Number 5. Petek Island Prison, Russia. Known as Russia's Alcatraz, Petek Island is as cold and isolated as you can imagine. Set on a tiny island in White Lake, escape is next to impossible, with the icy waters all around. Prisoners here spend 22.5 hours a day in tiny cells with barely any human interaction. They say many go mad from the loneliness and the freezing temperatures. It's no place for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. Here's an interesting twist. The prison actually is a well-stocked library, and reading is one of the only activities allowed. Some inmates have become avid readers, turning to books to maintain their sanity in an otherwise silent world. It's a quiet prison, but one that leaves a lasting chill in anyone who's dared to visit. Number 6. Mendoza Prison, Argentina. Mendoza is infamous for its appalling conditions. It's severely overcrowded, with cells sometimes holding 5 times more people than they're designed for. With no toilets in the cells, prisoners often have to make do with plastic bags, which, as you can imagine, leads to horrendous sanitary conditions. The violence here is relentless, with regular riots and gang fights breaking out all the time. Surprisingly, some inmates find an escape in art. They create paintings and sculptures, even displaying their works inside the prison. It's almost surreal to think that such beauty can come from a place as harsh and unforgiving as Mendoza. Yet, these creative expressions are a powerful reminder of the human spirit's resilience. Number 7. Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. Gitarama, originally built for 400 inmates, has held up to 7,000. This extreme overcrowding means inmates are forced to stand on filthy ground barefoot, which often leads to gangrene and other infections. Food is scarce, and many prisoners suffer from malnutrition, and in some dire cases, people have even resorted to cannibalism. Yes, it's that bad. This prison redefines survival of the fittest. Incredibly, despite the horrific conditions, prisoners have formed choirs and sing traditional songs to lift their spirits. Music becomes a powerful escape, a reminder of the world outside, and a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even the worst imaginable conditions. Number 8. La Modelo, Colombia. La Modelo in Bogota is a place of constant tension and violence. The prison is divided between left-wing rebels and right-wing paramilitaries, creating a powder keg that often erupts into deadly fights. In 2000, a major riot resulted in the deaths of 25 inmates. Shockingly, corruption here is so high that some inmates have been found with grenades and automatic weapons. One wild fact? La Modelo has an underground tunnel system, which has been used for smuggling both goods and people. It's like something straight out of a thriller novel, but the reality is that this is life for those trapped inside La Modelo. It's a place of constant danger, where safety is a luxury few can afford. Number 9. San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. San Pedro is like a world of its own. Here, inmates are required to buy their own cells, with prices ranging from $1,000 to $1,500 depending on the neighborhood. Families often live with the inmates, and the prison operates almost like a small town, complete with shops, restaurants, and even a hotel for visitors. Talk about strange accommodations, right? But here's the twist. The economy inside San Pedro revolves around cocaine production. Despite being illegal, the prison authorities mostly turn a blind eye, allowing the drug trade to thrive. It's bizarre, almost like a reality TV show inside those walls. Yet, the community spirit is strong, and violence is surprisingly low compared to other prisons. Number 10. ADX Florence, USA. ADX Florence in Colorado, USA is known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. It's the most secure prison in the country, holding some of the most dangerous criminals. Inmates spend 23 hours a day in solitary confinement, making human contact almost non-existent. This extreme isolation has led to many prisoners developing severe mental health issues, with some resorting to self-harm. It's a silent, heavy place where time seems to stand still. This prison was designed to be entirely escape-proof, with motion detectors, pressure pads, and over 1,400 remote-controlled steel doors. ADX Florence is a fortress like no other. It's a place where the walls feel like they're watching you, leaving those inside with no chance of freedom. And there you have it, the world's most dangerous prisons, where survival is a test like no other. Thanks for joining this intense journey. Let us know which one shocked you the most. Stay curious and see you in the next video.